Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new Nvidia update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over Nvidia. Let's go over what the hell just happened to the stock today and what I expect moving forward and all of that good stuff. So as per usual, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button as it does help a lot. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. And of course, my membership section is live. That link is down below in the description of the video. For just $2.99 a month, you get access to all my intraday thoughts, posts, updates, etc. on Tesla and just the broader market as a whole. Or for $4.99, you get access to all that, plus also NVIDIA daily updates as well. So if you're interested, definitely check that out. But yeah, let's jump into it. NVIDIA closing the day with a pretty whopping 9.5% drawdown, closing at $108 per share, which obviously is a bit of an underperformance compared to the market, to say the least. So what does this mean moving forward, and why the hell is this happening? Well, I'll give you my personal thoughts. So I've been talking about for the past few days, just after the earnings report breakdown, right, that we had, that NVIDIA no longer seemed appealing to me, right? It didn't seem that appealing. I mean, there is potential support area around this, 120 to 117 level, but if we lose that, well, things will get much uglier, down to about 110 to 108 is what I've been saying. And that's exactly where we are right now, dropping even more after hours though, unfortunately. So why is this happening? Well, we lost 21 EMA, right? Not every stock respects this 21 EMA as well, but NVIDIA seems to respect the 21 EMA pretty well, right? We dropped below it. We started closing candles below it. We turned this 123 area back into resistance. Those are all pretty bad signs. We had a false breakout as well. We had the MACD on the verge of crossing bearish. Today, it obviously did. We had the stochastic cross bearish well before that. And, it's continued that sell off pretty aggressively. BX Trender was making lower highs, now making lower lows. There was just a lot of signs that were starting to point to me, and I was saying this for the past few days now, that the bullish run seems to be a little bit halted here, right? The bulls really need to do some work here to really kind of reignite the bullish spark in Nvidia. I don't feel personally very bullish on the stock, right? That's what I've been saying. Now, I mean, I don't expect that literal 10% day sell off in one day, of course, but this is why it's important to just kind of look at these kind of situations and not necessarily get too greedy, at least in my opinion, which is what I did. I had no position in Nvidia. I did start a small position today, well, small-ish relative to my account, and I will continue adding. But the main reason is because, well, so how do I put this? It's at a potential support area. Let's talk about that first, right? So this area right now that we're in, right, this kind of 110 to 108, 107, like this general range is a support area, right? Even all the way down to this volume profile closer to 105, right? All of this could be a pretty decent support area, right? We could still be doing a massive inverted head and shoulders here on Nvidia as well, right? Where we have potentially, let me take a look here, check out, look at this, right? We have the thing here, we have the head here. I guess we have the shoulder here too. Like, it's not the best looking inverted head and shoulders, but like, there's potential behind it, I guess. So, I guess there is something to consider there if you really want to. But the main thing I'm looking at is the fact that it is in a pretty major, or in theory at least, a major support area right around this general vicinity that it's at pretty much right now, give or take a few dollars, right? So I expect it to at least try to hold around this general area. We'll see if it does or not. I mean, the issue is the fact that, we still have that bearish MACD crossover. Stochastic is still pointing straight down and showing no signs of curling. So we definitely want to see some curling signs, right? BX Trender is still making very evident lower lows. So there are still some signs here that I'm not very happy about, right? The bearish trend doesn't seem to be fully over just yet. And at this point, you are kind of buying a falling knife, really, right? But it is a very aggressive sell into what should be an area of demand. So as of right now, if there's an area to at least find some level of a bounce, this would be it, right? On top of that, let's say if we take out the Fibonacci, right? From this recent low that we had, or recent-ish low we had, to this recent-ish high that we had as well, you can see we're pretty much right below the 0.5 Fibonacci, but we're very close to that 618 Fibonacci retracement, which is pretty much around 106. Like, we're actually pretty much there after market, right? So, as of right now, like, these are the levels that I would expect these kind of, sell-offs to at least go to, which is where we are right now, but to potentially hold. Now, obviously, if we start losing these levels as well, I personally think Nvidia has a damn good chance of probably coming back down closer to about $100 per share, which would essentially be a retest of this, not a retest rather, but I guess a retest of the trend line that it has actually respected several times in the past and has seen sizable bounces every single time it's come down into it. So right now, the worst case I see realistically is another move down, which would be what are we at? 108, about an 8% move actually down further. Well, if you can count after hours, it'll be a little bit less than that. But from the close today, it'll be probably another 8%-ish, almost 9% move. So almost another day like today, unfortunately. But that's like my worst case realistic worst case scenario, right? Just back to that trend line. Now, if we start losing this trend line and we start going below $100 per share, and then especially start closing daily candles below that, well, that's where things will get a lot more concerning, in my opinion. And I think the trend absolutely will shift to the bearish side for Nvidia. And I see absolutely no reason to be long Nvidia if, of course, if that were to happen. It's a pretty big if. We'll get to it if it actually happens. As of right now, I don't expect it to. If it does, adapt naturally, right? So that's just kind of the way I'm looking at it right now, right? That's just my overall idea and my kind of philosophy moving forward, if that makes sense. The trend is not great. You are catching a falling knife. It is below the 21 EMA. It is bearish, but it is feeling a little bit on the more oversold side, right? Where's the 200-day moving average, right? 200-day moving average is unfortunately well below us, so there's still ways to go before we get there. But the band's regression, it is starting to enter oversold territories on Nvidia here. It can still get more oversold. We can still definitely go lower, closer to $100 per share. That is still a very real possibility, especially with this after hours price action. But if there is a place to, again, find some support, it would be somewhere around this general vicinity. Options flow in Nvidia has been kind of all over the place. I can't really say if it's bullish or bearish. I mean, 1.4 million call here, but nothing really that I cared too much about personally. So I don't really put too much weight into it. The main thing I'm looking at right now is just the technicals. And again, technicals to me, as of right now, they're still bearish. They're still absolutely bearish. No question about it whatsoever. But again, if there's a place to find some support, it would be pretty much around this range that we are at right now, with the potential move back up to about 117 to 120 to retest that area now as new supply. And also to retest that 21 EMA, which is going to be meeting us down, assuming it happens, let's say in the next week. The 21 EMA will continue making its way down to us, and it'll probably meet us somewhere closer to 116, 117 is my current guess. If I had to, think about a week in advance from now, that's what I would expect. But we'll see. Nvidia, it's pretty sizable move today. It's a pretty crazy, pretty drastic move. So again, no signs of slowing down yet, but if there were signs to be developed, again, I'd expect them pretty much right around here. That's just the way I'm looking at it. That's just my opinion. Could be completely wrong, but so far we've been nailing the Nvidia moves pretty well, actually. So not too unhappy about that whatsoever. So we'll see if it continues and we can continue nailing these moves. But again, realistic worst case I see right now is about $100 per share off of that green trend line. Which again, we've seen many sizable bounces from that area before. So we'll see if that happens or not. But all that being said and done, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. And as per usual, I will see you for the next one. Peace.